It all goes to shit right now. It all goes to shit in three, two. Hey, it's hey, hey. Oh my god! All right, I gotta stop hitting buttons, man. I don't know what's going on, but things are not going well today. Hold on, everyone, sit still for a second, like a second. Just sit there for a second. Take a breath. Okay, why is my spinny thing not moving? There we go. All right. Look at this. Look how white my face is with that light. I keep turning. I can't turn it down anymore. I have such bad Irish skin that it doesn't matter how low. I could have a black light here and my face would still be glowing, uh, like it is. Hi everyone. Welcome to Lenny Schmidt. I'm Quarantine Comedy. Welcome to the show. We are here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live on YouTube. Sometimes other nights. Can you hear me? Yeah, sounds on good. Whew. If you enjoy the show, tune in, watch the show whenever you can. We're here. We interview comedians, artists, writers, comics, all kinds of people. We talk about, COVID, and we're not working anymore. That's what we're talking about is entertainers and how we're surviving and what we're doing and what we're doing moving forward, what we're thinking of doing, all that kind of stuff. That's what we're doing. That's what the deal is. That's how we're surviving. I don't have any sponsors, so to speak. So usually you go, hey, this show is sponsored by. I don't really have sponsors. My show is supported by the listeners, man. I have a lot of listeners, a lot of viewers. You guys are great. I can't thank you enough. I think Larry Warden sent money in today. I think that's what happened because the note I have. Well, let's do this first of all. If you want to support the show, honestly, you want to support the show, bam. Look, I try to make this easier. Let me move my head down. I try to make it easier all the time for you guys. You can go, let's say you have some extra money laying around and you want to throw it at the Lenny Schmidt Comedy Empire. Go to LennySchmidt.com / if you can. You know what I mean? If you got, see what I did there with the words? If you got money and you want to donate some money or sponsor, whatever you want to call it, go to LennySchmidt.com if you can. There you go. And there's lots of options on there. Anywhere from $1 to $10,000. I draw the line at $10,000. Look, man, there's COVID is out there. Let's be reasonable. Okay? So $10,000. I don't want to take any more of your money. So anything from $1 to $10,000. You can also go to Venmo. That's now Lenny Schmidt Comedy. I see him changing everything to Lenny Schmidt Comedy. So go to Venmo, Lenny Schmidt Comedy. And if you're really interested, and you want to get weekly, daily updates, sometimes daily updates and communications, you can get join the Patreon page. It's a monthly service. Again, anywhere from $1 to $10,000. You can pay as much as you want every month, and you will get updated on everything I do. You'll get free copies of all of my albums sent to you. You'll get signed headshots. You get signed material content. You get access to all of the online content that we've been pumping out here since COVID started. This is episode 85 of Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. On top of that, there were 5 Schmidt shows. There were a bunch of other shows. And next Saturday is another variety show that I'm going to be doing. It's a new format I'm playing with. We've got a lot of guests on that show. Stephen Briggs will be on it. Lang Parker will be on that show. Cody Dove will be on that show. I believe Andy Dick is going to be involved on some way, shape, or form. I'll know more soon. And who else? I think that's just... Oh, and our good friend Keith. Keith Runyon, by the way, is also good. He's going to be featured in a sketch we talked about. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to support and if you want to get all the content, all kinds of stuff I do, and you just want to support me on a monthly basis, go to Patreon, go to Lenny Schmidt Comedy. There's all the options right there where you can support money. Let's say you don't have money, or you don't think I'm good enough for money. Fine, that's cool. I respect that. I respect your opinion. That's totally, I don't have a problem with that at all. The content is still free for you to enjoy if you would like to. You know what you can do to help me? You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can like the videos. That costs you nothing, and it helps me out big time. So if you can go ahead and do that, I would sincerely appreciate it. First, the news. I don't have a lot of news going on. Well, there's a lot of stuff, kind of. There's some cruise news that I should touch on because there's some people here. Something happened I think is really, really, really funny. A family of almost 24 people got kicked off a ship in Italy on the MSC line, because they broke their COVID rules. Now, there's a lot of strict rules. Ships are starting to sail. There's going to be strict rules on these ships. And one of the rules is if you go on excursion, when you leave the ship, you have to stay with the excursion group, and you can't go and disappear and walk around the city, which seems reasonable to me because they don't want you to go out and catch the COVID and then and run back. So they kicked him off. They literally just said, "See you later," and they kicked him right off the ship. I think that's hilarious. I think that's really funny to me. In a lot of ways, it's funny. So don't break the rules. Make sure you're paying attention. Please do so. Yeah, because the cruise lines are not messing around. When they come back, they want to come back full steam. They don't want any they don't want any screwing around. So they will kick you off for breaking the COVID rules. Don't think you're going to get away with stuff. They're going to have to be careful because the choice is they close up again or they kick you off. That's really it. What else? This is something else in the news that kind of pissed me off, and I just want to mention it real quick. Let's go with this. Potbelly Sandwiches got $10 million in PPP loans the first time around. I mentioned this before because I was so mad about it. But then they gave the money back, and I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, I think that's cool because they shouldn't get a big loan. I didn't think they should get a big loan. That program was specifically made for small business, okay? And that is a chain all over the country. So they gave the money back, and I was like, oh, that's pretty reasonable. That's not bad. That's cool. Then they turned around and they got another loan. They applied for it on August 7th. They got another $10 million, and they said they're keeping this one. It's supposed to be for small business. There's a lot of people are suffering. I'm very angry about that. So there we go. That's all that's happening in the news, I think. That's all I have. Let's see who's watching the show. Wow, there are lots of people here, man. Hang on. Oh, wow, we're good. We have quite a few people here. First of all, let's I want to mention, I think Larry Warden's watching the show. He supports the show quite a lot. He's giving me a lot of advice. Turned me on to some equipment, some stuff that's really helped the show out technological wise. And he also has supported the show financially many times. So I'm pretty sure that was him today, because I got a message with the donation. It didn't really said. I know it came from Texas, and it says it's from a company, and in quotes it says "I fuck an a pizza money emoji, flying money. I fucking fly money. I don't know what the kids are saying these days, Larry, but I don't know what that means. But I believe that was you. I'm almost 100%. Wait. I'd like to hear the Schmidt and Warden family were kicked off the shit today for fighting. Yeah, that's very possible. I don't know. Let me tell you this about the Wardens. Larry Warden. He has a family of, I think, 4, maybe 5 brothers. And I got it now. All right. He's got a family of about 4 or 5 brothers, and we lived across the street. And I had 4 brothers, so it was 9 boys. And we really spent most of the summers beating the shit out of each other. That's really what we did growing up. There was a lot of that going on. We would get along, then we wouldn't, then we would, we would fight and then play baseball. So that's how I know Larry Warden. It was really a lifetime of that. A lifetime. The Runions are here. How you doing, Keith? Brenda is here. Keith Keith said something. You need a diffuser. Alex is here. Thank you very much. I'm glad Alex is here. Thanks for mentioning, supporting the show. Brenda Runyon is here. Robbie Davis is here. Thank you so much. Robin Greenberg, of course, is here. I'm gonna get that one up. And I guess that's everyone. That's everyone that's here. You guys are great. I can't thank you enough for being here. We have a lot going on. Let me make sure I get this properly set up the correct way. And let's get to it, folks. Our first guest, our only guest. He's a stand. I'll be honest with you. We like to bring multi-talented people onto this show, and that's the case. That's what happened here. This gentleman is not only a comic, he's an actor. He's also a writer, and he's a producer. He is a podcast. He also is an award-winning writer and director of a short film. The list goes on and on of the amount of shit that Richard Chassler has done, and I couldn't be happier to have him on the show. It's always nice to have some class on the show. So why don't we go with a little class? So let's give you a little taste right now of my good friend, Mr. Richard Chassler.
Let me ask one more time. You guys want to have some fun? All right, next time you go to your friend's house, ask to use the bathroom and take a bath. Oh yeah, stay there for hours. Bring like a joint and a book. Get pruny. Yeah, use those little decorative rose-shaped soaps you're not supposed to touch. You'll be clean, your friend will be so mad. I know because I did this. Seriously, that's how I wrote the joke. Yeah, so don't let me use your bathroom.
Don't let him use your bathroom. That's it. That's the first lesson I'm going to give you for Richard Chassler. Folks, let's welcome to the show right now the one and only, my very good friend, Richard Chassler. Here he is. Look, live.
Folks,
yes.
Don't let me use Lenny's bathroom.
Do not let him near my bathroom. That is bullshit. It's not happening. What's up, buddy?
Dude, how are you? It is really, really good to see you, man.
I know,
Seriously,
it's good to see
feel
you,
like
man.
I literally feel like I just got a prisoner in jail, like a visitor come to see me while I'm in jail.
I'm a prisoner? Oh, wait, I'm the visitor.
No, me. I feel you're the visitor.
Okay.
I feel like somebody actually just came to see me.
That explains why I had to sign in. That seems a little weird in my own house.
Thank
I had to
you.
sign in. But I'm in the log
They
now.
frisked you at the front
It's all
door.
written down. Yeah, it's all anal cavity, whole thing. Cover the whole base. It's not very pleasant. Are you in hard lockdown? Where are you at? You're here in LA, right? You're in California.
I'm in
Where you
LA.
at?
I'm in West
LA?
Hollywood, you know,
Okay.
but I'm in West Hollywood, but I've been taking it kind of seriously, to be honest with you. You know, I'm a rampant pot smoker and I'm 55, so I'm kind of like a high risk group.
Right. Okay.
So I've just been, you know, I've been taking it easy, but lately I see all these people out and about and doing things, and I'm not going to bars and I'm not going to restaurants, and like, I'm not doing any of that yet.
Nothing. I've done a little bit, but I'm doing the social distancing thing. Hold on, I got to turn this light down. It's making me crazy. There we go.
Oh, I'm doing lots of social distancing, and to be honest with you, about 2 weeks ago, I did my very first live comedy set.
Oh, how'd that
since
go?
March.
Was it
This
a
was the
drive-in thing? What was the deal? Tell me what the deal was.
It was amazing.
Oh, good. All right. You looked negative for a second there. I was right.
No,
Okay.
it was so. I needed to do the bait and switch. It
Okay.
was so fucking cool, Len. I can't even tell you. And I will turn you on to this gig.
Okay, cool.
So there's a comedian named Carol Newell. I don't know if you've crossed her paths yet. She does some cool
not.
Zoom stuff too.
Okay.
But every Saturday she does a show at Pan Pacific Park in this outdoor amphitheater that looks like something in old Rome.
Oh, I know that
I'm
place.
not kidding.
I used to play softball
Yeah.
at that park, so I know the thing you're talking, the
Me
shell
too.
or whatever you're talking. Awesome. Very cool. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's super cool. Now, when I did it, she asked me to do it, and I was like, well, how much time do I get to do? You know, and she's like, well, everybody does like, 8. I'll give you like 10. I said, I'll come if you give me 25.
Wow. Really?
She's like, dude, I had to stretch. I wasn't doing 10 minutes and then going to go home and punch myself in the face because it wasn't enough time
I
after
don't know.
6 months of not being on stage.
I don't know if I can remember
me
10
20
minutes of stuff. But she gave you 25?
She gave me 25.
Okay.
And I did it. And I'm not kidding you. It was like the greatest 25 minutes ever.
How was the turnout?
Ever.
Look at you.
30
It's nice.
people.
Well, that's the first show in months then, right? Since March?
It's the first time I've been on stage since March 10th.
Right. Okay.
And I'm telling you, it was, oh my God, it was so
Look how
wonderful.
excited you are. It was the best ever.
And it was really like one of those things where you're like, oh, geez, Louise, how did I not? But I'm not getting booked in comedy clubs. I had a gig at the Black Box in Florida that got canceled.
Yeah.
So there's still no work.
There's not a lot. I've got, I was just doing this week, I have stuff coming up in October. It's still on the books. And they're open now. That's Oklahoma City and Wichita. This Jeff Jones is the Looney Bins. I'm doing the Looney Bin
Yeah,
run.
I haven't worked for Jeff in a long time. Does he still
Yeah.
have Iowa also?
No, that's the other Jeff. There's two Jeff Jones guys, and he's the guy
right.
of the Iowa. Jeff has Little Rock, Wichita, Oklahoma City, and Tulsa. Those are the 4 he runs right now. Those are
Correct
his 4
me if I'm wrong, but the Little Rock room used to be the Comedy House in Little Rock, and
I think that's correct.
it's the same. I think it's
so.
the same space, but now it's the Looney Bin. I haven't
Yeah.
been there since it switched, but
It's kind of upstairs in a mall. Okay, that's it. Yeah, because it was a club before, and then Jeff bought it. I've been working for Jeff since Jeff owned it. That's how long I've been working there. And then Jeff picked up. The
well,
other
if
2 or
he's
3
got rooms that are open and he's socially distancing them, I'm calling.
I guess I talked to someone that was in Oklahoma City. They said it went really, really well. So and they have you record a bunch of some social media. I'm doing little bumpers and stuff. So I'm recording all that stuff the last couple of days for them. But I'm sending. But like I said, they're already. I'm excited now. I was doing the bumpers. I started getting excited. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I'm going to do a week somewhere. You know,
Lenny, when was the last time you were?
I did one
when was
show.
The last time you were up?
The last time I did a live show in San Clemente, California, in June. One gig in June.
And that was the first time you were up since when?
March 13th. So it was March 13th was the live. So I got the ship on March 15th. And then
okay.
Yeah, and then because our last show was the night before or whatever. And then they started the San Clemente gig, and when the San Clemente gig started, I booked it once and then canceled it because it was right around the time of all the riots here in LA, you know, and I was like, I don't really feel good about leaving. Are you snorting wine? Is that what you're happening? Is you snorting wine? I forgot you're a professional wine guy.
Or a professional snorter, depends what side of the mirror you're sitting on.
It's really
Please, what is this, 1980? What is Reagan president?
Let's go. Let's do some wall jokes. Come on, man. See? Nice. But yeah, I did. But I canceled San Clemente once because I didn't want to go down there during the riots, and my daughters are here with me, so I freaked out a little bit. And I go, no, I don't want to go. And then I went 2 weeks later. So it was June I went, but that's the last live show I've done. And I know a lot of guys now doing some drive-in shows and some backyard shows and a lot of weird shows, man. I mean, they're weird. Like I did the Zoom shows.
Is this where we're at?
Yeah, it's where we're at. But I think, you know what? I was just thinking about this today. Like they're starting to cut back on certain things that they're not noticing. Like the CDC today just dropped the 14-day quarantine after you travel, like in the requirements. If you go to their website, it's no longer required. And they didn't make an announcement over it. They just dropped it. And that's what they've been doing lately. They just drop something, and someone goes, whoa, wait. Why did you drop that? They go, well, you know, we thought maybe it's better if blah, blah, blah. So they're starting to, I think one of two things are going to happen. People are starting, you know, things are going to be different now, especially on ships. But things will be different, you know. But if they do come out with a vaccine, I think we're going to shoot back so hard the other way. There's so many people just aren't going to care. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people are just going to go and cram places and go, we're good, you know, and just like right back to chaos.
Oh, my God.
I think a lot of people are going to do that. I'm starting to really, people are doing it now. Some of these bars are way too packed than they should be.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Right. So
I'm like, what do you people? Don't you know that the whole breathing thing?
Well, I don't, and also some places just don't give a shit. Look at the airlines, man. They are packing their planes now, brother. They're totally.
Did
packing
you
their
see?
planes.
I'm not kidding. Yesterday, I saw on the news that I think it was Air Canada said that if you get on a flight and you want a sanitized seat, $350 extra.
No, are you serious? They can't do that.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
Dude, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
See? It's just going to be another way for people to just make money off us. That's what's going to happen.
I mean,
they'll charge more.
Everywhere I go, I carry this.
Right.
Everywhere I go with pure ISO in it, right?
Right.
So
okay.
they can keep their $350. I'll sanitize my own seat. Thank you.
There you go, smart man. And charge people $350 to sanitize them while you're there, or charge them $7. That's what you should do is bump it up.
You could be like the real dickbag. You're like,
yeah.
You're just standing in line. Someone sees you do it, and you look at them and go, "Oh, would you like your spritz?" And they're like, "Yes, please." And you're like, $10.
It's $10. $10 a spritz.
$10.
Anybody?
Per
$10
hand.
A spritz. Yeah.
Per hand.
Why, that's outrageous.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I guess it is.
When on March 4th or March 6th, Paul Stanley hooked me up with some danglers for Kiss at the Staples Center. So I took.
Oh, dude, right. I saw him in Bakersfield 2 days
know.
before that. I saw him in Bakersfield 2 days before that show.
LA show. By the way, insane show.
Oh, they were great. They crushed in Bakersfield. They crushed in Bakersfield.
They were great.
I was blown away.
Were great.
Especially Monday in Bakersfield. I've seen them before, but Monday, when I went and saw them, I'm like, dude, it's a Monday night in Bakersfield. They're old. They're tired. They've been touring forever. They could mail the show in, and they did not. They destroyed.
They did not.
Yeah.
They destroyed. I know. The same thing in L.A. And I know Paul Stanley a little bit, so he hooked me up. And
dude, that's cool.
It was a Frasier thing. Right.
Yeah.
So we go, and my brother brings with him a fucking spray thing of Lysol and a pump bottle like this of ISO.
Right.
They wouldn't let him bring the Lysol in, but he brings this in.
Yeah.
And like he sprayed. Now this is like early March. I don't even think there was a case in the U.S. yet.
Right.
But we knew about it and the whole thing. And we're like at this concert. My brother's like, should we be here? I don't know. And he's like, here, you want me to spray your hands? He sprays my hands. This dude next to me, he's like, hey, man. He goes, can I get a hit? My brother goes, remember when you'd go to concerts and people would want to hit your joint?
Yeah. Yeah,
now
people just pass you joint. I remember
ISO.
those days. That's hilarious. Now it's a hit of sanitizer. That's a scream. Hey, can I get a hit, man? Yeah, brother. Don't bogart that ISO.
Yeah, man. Don't bogart my Sandy, man.
That's the best. When we went in Bakersfield, I went with my buddy Austin Brooks. He's a magician and a guy. He lives in Vegas. I've known him for years. He's a really good friend of mine, and we've seen Kiss together before. So when
nice.
So I asked him. I go. He lived in Vegas, and I knew the only show I could make was that Bakersfield show because I was in Portland that weekend, and they were in Portland. And I go, well, but our show's lined up. And I go, all right. And then so I look at that. So I was able to go to Bakersfield Monday. And then because the L.A. show, I was flying out Tuesday or Wednesday morning. So I only had one day. So I called him up and I go, hey, you feel like driving to Bakersfield to go see Kiss? And he lived in Vegas. He's like, hell yeah. So he drove in. He drove in and we went. But his wife was all over this COVID thing way before. He shows up with a mask before that show. And I go, what are you doing? You know, here's me going, you idiot. You're overplaying stuff. Blah, blah, masks. Stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's walking around all wrapped up, and I'm an idiot walking around with nothing on. You know, sure enough, 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
Yeah, 2 weeks later, everything's shut down. I'm sitting in my house confused going, what? Yeah.
Are you one of those people who got sick in December, January? Like, I got super sick.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that did that, man.
I did the Great American Comedy Club like second or third week of December. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that comedians, believe it or not, a lot of us smoke marijuana.
Yeah, I heard.
I heard.
I read that.
Then he goes, so I heard. Well, at the Great American Comedy Club, they actually have a bong and a wooden box with legal California marijuana in it for comedians.
Ah, beautiful.
So
and like in the green room? That's the best. Yeah.
Literally, there was green in the green room, baby.
Yeah, green in the green room, brother.
I didn't even think about it. I fucking packed a bong. I rip a couple of hits, whatever. I got home the next day after my weekend. Dude, I woke up like Monday or Tuesday. Sick, so sick. The worst sick I've ever been. I was in bed for almost 7 weeks. I had to cancel gigs in January and February. Yeah. And I don't know if I had it. I haven't been antibody tested.
That could have been it, man. I know, dude, you are one of at least 20 people I've talked to that have a similar story where they're like, they got not just sick, but wiped out sick for like weeks.
Wiped out sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get anything, man. I didn't get sick in December, January. I got to be honest with you, man. I don't know. I keep knocking on wood when I say this. I travel so much. I'm on so many planes and ships and shuttles in different countries and all over, and it's a lot of cruise ship work. I think my immune system is just insane. I think it's off the charts. I haven't had a bad cold in years, so.
It's funny? I know what it's like because I'm on planes a lot. I don't do ships. I'd like to if I could find a ship that says you don't have to do 2 clean hours.
Right.
If I could get that gig, I'm good to go.
Well, Carnival does that. Carnival, you don't need 2 cleans for. You also don't need 2 cleans for Norwegian or Levity. You can probably get away with one clean. Well, you're doing 30-minute shows on those. So if you have 30,
I own that.
If you have 60 minutes clean, you can do 2 different 30-minute shows, and then the adult shows are also different. So you can do whatever you want adult-wise. You know what I mean? So I do, like on Carnival, I rotate 5 different 30-minute shows. So that's
right.
But on Carnival, you can, or on Norwegian, you can do it's a little differently because it's more clean. But you only need about an hour clean, hour and 15 clean tops, maybe. But I have a lot of clean material now.
30 clean minutes.
There you go. See,
I
that's
can do
good.
2 clean.
Because the other ones, those tough ones are like those princess gigs in Holland, especially, where you got to do 2 clean hours. Those are brutal.
Right.
Those are tough. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when they asked me, I said, "Fuck no."
Yeah. Hey, do you have 2 clean hours? Fuck no.
What are you fucking?
What are you
kidding
fucking
me,
crazy?
dumb
Fucking
cunt?
fuck. Like,
No, I don't. And you know what's funny? I'm not even going to pretend. I'm not clean. The fact that I have 2 clean 30s is really like I can clean up my hour.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
make
yeah.
it family friendly. But I'm not a clean comic because I'm not a clean person.
Yeah.
And I, after 30 some odd years, I got sick of fighting the disingenuous, different guy off stage than on stage. So like 15 years in, I was like, same guy off stage going to be the guy on stage. I'm not
Right.
pretending to be somebody I'm not anymore. And all of a sudden, that's really when it clicked for me, when it
Yeah.
got easy.
Oh, right
Yeah.
on. Okay. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
then good. Then you. I always ask when did you know? Like someone asked me that the other day. When did you have a good feel for what you were doing? And I was like, for me, it was like 7
That's
years.
such a great conversation.
Yeah. So when did you really?
When was it for you?
Well, it was 7 years in, but it was 7 years in, but every year before that, I thought I was there. You know what I mean? Like every year I was like, I got to figure it out, and then a year later, I was like, I had no idea what I was doing a year ago. So it was about 7 years in
it's
that I
funny.
really understood what I was doing.
I totally understand that. Like, I was on a soap. You mentioned I was an actor. I was on a soap opera prior to starting stand-up comedy, and I was 20 when I started stand-up, and this is 1986. So back then, there were only about, 1,000 comedians in the whole country anyway, maybe 2,000 comedians in the PCA. Right. That was it, So when I was 20 and I started, and I'm on the road at 22 as an opening act working for John Yoder, there were no 22-year-old comedians. Yeah. I was the only one. Mark Price and Pauly Shore were the only 2 other comedians in the country that were like under 25 years old.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just started young and it just sort of happened for me, but I wasn't, I don't think you're smart enough or mature enough or have enough life experience to really be that funny, to be able to own that.
Yeah, at 22, age, I think so. Yeah, I think that. Well, I mean, it's different now because everybody talks so much social media and TikTok and short attention
the
span.
Exposure to what they have is different.
Yeah, So I mean, I spend a lot of time. Well, it's the teenagers keep me in touch. I have 2 teenage daughters, so they keep me in touch with that stuff.
Right.
Because otherwise, I'd be irrelevant. I got to stay somehow entrenched in this social media. I got to know what's going on. You know what I mean? If you're doing, because on these, you're doing a show, you got to be, you got to be able to hit all audiences, man. You know what I mean? It's very important.
That was one of the best pieces of advice a headliner ever gave me. And I remember who it was also. We were like, after the show one night, we're back up in the room, and we're hanging out, and he's teaching me how to write jokes and whatever. And one of the things he said to me was like, watch stuff you don't normally watch on TV. I was like, what do you mean? He goes like, wrestling, fishing shows, whatever. When you have time, watch stuff you don't normally watch. I said, why? He goes, because you're working cities that aren't as cosmopolitan as where you're from. And you're going to get heckled by people where you're going to need to know more universal references. And that was the guy who taught me about writing universally.
Yeah, you got to have a Rolodex of a lot of information as a comic.
Fuck,
you know what I mean? You can't have just one thread.
Do.
Yeah, it's very important. That's why I can sit around and talk to comics forever.
No, cannot do it.
No, I can. I can sit around and talk to comics forever, but regular people, I always talk about. I call them the straights. I have a hard time sitting around with the straight. Comics know so much. We can talk for hours about anything. Like any subject you bring it up.
Seasoned comedians.
Okay, all right, fair
Seasoned
enough.
guys like us.
Good point. Yes. Okay, right. Like a younger new comic.
Nowadays, let's talk about something that bugs the shit out of me. Can we? Because
I
had a very stressful day, and Daddy's drinking right now.
You're drinking wine. Go for it, man. Unload.
I am drinking a white wine from Portugal.
Nice.
Called Vinho Verde.
Okay. Vinho Verde. What kind is that? Basically, is it a Chardonnay or what do you do? What is it? What kind of wine is it?
Nope.
Just a white wine?
Nope. So Chardonnay is a grape. Vinho Verde is a region. The grapes in the bottle are Loreo and a grape called Alvarino, which is the same thing as Albarino, the Spanish grape.
Wow. All right. Okay.
So those are the 2 grapes in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, let's talk for a second about people calling themselves comedians.
Okay, let's do that.
When you enroll in med school, you're not a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I never thought about that. Yeah, you got to finish the education before you become the doctor. Just because you do it once doesn't
it takes
mean.
fucking years.
Yeah, yeah. Just because you do it one time, you dissect a frog doesn't make you a doctor. Right.
Yes,
a surgeon.
I'm an open micer. What do you do? Oh, I'm a comedian. No, the fuck you're not. And the word I use is aspiring. You are an aspiring comedian. And I use that A word very liberally. I do. Right. You know, because these, I hate to say these kids, because some of them are actually in their 30s and 40s, you know. It takes an awful lot to become a comedian. And we were talking about, like, when did it click for you? When did you know? You know, I've been doing it 34 years, and it took me 15. Yeah. 15, Len. But remember, I was working. I was on the road. I went from an opener to a feature to a headliner, working all over the road, doing the job. Right. But it never clicked. Yeah. It wasn't that thing where you didn't need to worry about it. I was working. I was always working. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Then one night at Melrose, I had a spot at Melrose. That's the improvisation for those of you watching. I had a spot at the Hollywood Improv, and it was raining, and I had a drink and an umbrella and a notebook and shit in my hand, and I went on stage, and I never took the mic out of the stand. I just put some stuff down and was working, and I just kept working. But I never took the mic out of the stand, and as you can tell, I talk with my hands. Yeah, yeah. It's part of my charm, apparently. It's your charm? Okay. And it makes me very comfortable. Put that in your Tinder profile. So I'm having this set, which is one of these sets where, like, you get in your head about halfway through, you're like, whoa, I'm having fun right now. What is so? And all of a sudden I realized my hands were free. Right. Oh, that's weird. Just a little. It seems like a little thing, but it breaks your pattern. It breaks your pattern. Everything changed. Everything for me. I don't take the mic out of the stand. I haven't for 17 years, 18 years now. And if I do, it's for a very specific, pointed reason. You know what I mean? Sure, I grab the stand and I drag it around the stage with me. But my hands need to be free, and that changed my comfort. So all of a sudden, I was able to be me and relate, and that's when that clicked. So for me, it was 15 years. Wow. All right. Before I feel I really became a stand-up comedian. Okay. All right. And I was a working headliner. Right. Yeah. Right. Well, I worked for a few years too before I really felt completely comfortable. Like I said, I always say 7 years because I think I had my onstage character figured out well at 7 years. Right. You know what I mean? But the rest of it evolved. Like even the cruise ship thing, like you talk about not working clean. I used to think that was to me that was a big deal as well, not working clean or not being restricted. But after a while, I started to appreciate being clean because it was a challenge to me to write and be able to say things I wanted to do and be clean. So I was like, okay, well, let's just try this challenge. So I started doing it. And when I started doing ships, really my stand-up went to a whole different level. And since then, I put out 3 albums. Yeah, I put out my 3 albums since I started doing ships, 2 in the last 2 years. But here's why. On ships, on the ones I do, you do a lot of shows. I mean, we do 10 to 15 shows a week. Oh, you're not doing 3 shows a week. No, we do 10 shows a week easy. So I love that, by the way. I know. I love it, too. It made me a better comic. And be bored on a ship. 100%. 100%. So, and I love working. I love being on that stage. I love doing it. You know, there's people that, like, you know, you and I together have probably 60 years of stand-up between the two of us, I'm guessing. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm 30 years. Okay, right. So there's guys like us who have been doing it that are just like, you know, I got to go to work, you know, and they don't, like, love it anymore, but they still do it. Right. You know, I still love it. I still love walking on that stage, you know? I love giving it away to them. You know, I will never get tired of that. Yeah. It's not work to me. It's never, you know what I mean? Well, so I can do those 10 shows a week. Like, I don't have a problem with that.
No, they're it made me a better comic, man. Made me a better comic and a better writer. I'm gonna comment. Excuse me. I comment sometimes to people that are watching the show. There's some people that are watching the show, and there's a couple questions. There's questions for you, so I'm gonna find.
There's a lot of Jerry Garcia behind me, so people tend to ask.
Here, oh, it hasn't been a Jerry Garcia yet, but there is one. Richard, have you ever worked a cruise ship? There's a lot of cruise fans on here, so have you ever worked a cruise ship?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Actually, years and years and years ago, I did one cruise ship, only one time.
Okay.
It was only one time. Yeah, it was, yes, but it was a private thing that I was brought on the ship to do. I didn't
that's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool.
That's a great setup, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get hired by the cruise line. I was hired by the event.
Okay. That's smart. Okay, no. I run into guys like ships always have a charter event where they bring their or book their own talent sometimes. So there we go. That's the best
like
way to do it too.
The cruise or the jam band cruise and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. There was there was one they did one on the ship where I was also booked, and they had us work around their events. I did one show for like 6 days. I did one show. I did nothing.
And the rest was vacation.
That was all. Yeah, I just hung out. I'm like, okay, cool. So me and the other comic, I can't remember who it was. But all we do was
this was called the Hippie Hop, and it was all like deadheads and hippies. And they bought out a cruise ship, and
right on, dude. That's a cool group to hang with too.
And whatever. And at that time in the early '90s, I was doing this thing called the Deadhead Comic, and I was going on stage barefoot and ripped jeans and a tie dye, and like doing this whole like Deadhead act.
Oh, right on. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
good. So that fit right into the genre.
Yeah.
The genre. So Brenda had a question. Brenda has asked both questions. Brenda Runyon, she's a big supporter of the show, by the way.
Well, we like that. Hi, Brenda.
Yeah, she's great. What have you been doing since the club's closed? That's her.
Great question, Brenda. Yeah. It's a really good question. You know, I have a writing partner named Jeremy Hotz, who's a big stand-up comedian, and we've been developing a television past year.
Where is Jeremy down here, or is he up north?
He actually left last Monday to go to Canada to do like 3 shows for Rick Bronson.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, but they're like they're half audiences, and
Oh, good for him to get up and do some. No, fuck,
Yeah,
everybody's got to get up somewhere.
He was nervous
That's cool.
about it.
Yeah,
he was nervous about it, but really, I've been writing and I've been doing a lot of Zoom shows, and because there's online stuff. And I developed this new thing I'm doing called the Funny Wino. I'm a wine collector, as you can tell. I certainly.
Oh, I got a clip, man. I got a clip.
Oh, you do?
I got a clip of the Funny Winer. Let's do it. Oh yeah, I was going to bring it up when you started drinking the wine, but let's go. Let me see what I got here. This is an early one from April. Once you started talking about wine, I'm like, we got to do this whole Funny Winer thing. So
sure, go ahead.
See. All right, let's give it a shot, man. See if I can do this without screwing it up. Oh, here we go.
Richard Chassler, the Funny Wino, and a lot of people have been messaging me and asking me, what am I pulling out of the cellar and drinking during the great lockdown of 2020? So tonight, Syrah, a big, rich, lush Syrah from Washington State. Tonight, I'm drinking the Ex-Umbris Syrah, the 2016 from the Owen Rowe Winery in Washington State. This is amazing wine. Syrah is a big, rich, lush grape, blackberry pie filling flavor profile, cola, mint, bacon fat, licorice, mocha, cocoa, and this wine at 4 years old is more mature than Gene Pompa. So be a snooty snoot fuckity fuck and buy my merchandise at my website, richardchassler.com. Be a snooty snoot fuckity fuck, drink great wine, don't get locked into Cabernet Merlot and Pinot Noir. There's tons of great wine like there's tons of great comedians. So while you're locked up, experience both.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's very cool. And you got a Gene Pompa joke in, and you got to push your T-shirts. How cool is that?
Dude, that's the very first one I ever recorded.
Now, I know, yeah.
Developing as a comedian, I'm not going to kid you. It took me like 3 or 4 to stop trying to write the joke and riff through it.
Yeah.
They're funnier now than they used to be.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't figure out how to make it funny. I was trying to write the wine jokes instead of just being me.
Right. Well, I hear you. You got to look at some of the earlier shows of this. They were crap. I mean, they were a mess.
It's amazing how you grow into it and you develop, you know?
This
and
is the 85th
don't want
show.
To say that. They don't want to say that to you, but you're the first one to go, oh, please. The first 5 I did are horrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
No, they were bad.
So to answer Brenda's question, I'm doing the funny wino posts. I've been drinking an awful lot of wine out of my cellar and smoking a tremendous amount of weed.
There you go.
And cooking. I've been cooking.
Wow, that's good. So you get stoned, you get the munchies, and you feed yourself.
But, you know, I'm a healthy eater, you know, I mean, I've never been a guy. I always say, like, if I'm single right now and I would like to not be. And I always say whoever I'm with is never going to have to fuck a fat guy. That's like my deal.
There you go.
Yeah. So, you know, I try to take care of myself. And even though I cook, I still, you know, I do a little on the healthier side.
Okay.
But I mastered my chicken enchilada game. I've mastered my popcorn game.
We do. I'm all right. I brought this up to you beforehand. I got to ask you about these because I don't know anything about them. Something happened when I ordered some stuff, and someone sent me a discount card for a case of wine. So I got a case of wine, and they said it was like a discount. So I don't know anything about these wines. I'm going to ask you about them. Maybe you can tell me if they're good or if they're crap.
No problem. Can I
Okay.
ask a question first?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So there's a thing going around right now. I think it's called the Naked Wines or something.
That's what it was.
Oh, that's what this is.
Yeah, that's what this is. Is that good or bad?
Okay, so this is a deal, I guess, where you pay to get 6 bottles of wine that comes from supposedly top winemakers.
Yes.
And it's like $35 or $40 a month to join.
Oh, a month?
So I'm intrigued.
Okay, I better check that out.
So I'm glad we're doing this, bro.
Yeah, all right, good.
Really glad, and I'm glad that was very.
Yeah,
cool
me too, because I don't know if they're good
wines.
wines. Like I can't tell when I drink a wine. I don't have a palate. I don't know what my palate is. I can know when I taste a shitty wine. I know that. I know what vinegar tastes
when
like.
You're drinking better wine.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that helps.
That's
all right. So here's the first one. The first one is it's a Cabernet from Daryl Rex Groom, Alexander Valley, Sonoma County, 2018.
Let me see the label.
Right. How can I? Yeah, the front label. There we go.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, I've seen that label before.
Can you see
now, that's right away. Alexander Valley is going to be an excellent place to get grapes from. It's right outside of Napa. It's part of the entire Napa Valley region, Sonoma and Napa. And I'm a big fan of Alexander Valley grapes. Silver Oak wine, which is a very expensive wine, they have a Napa and an Alexander Valley.
Okay.
So that's going to be a lush, rich, big Cabernet.
That's good. I like that. I like. Okay.
Yes.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Of that. Okay. Good.
I like monster big wines like that too.
All right. This is a Pinot Noir, Central Coast, LU, 2019.
Okay. So
Yan
they
Lu.
didn't.
I don't know what that means.
Let me see it.
Hang on.
I love doing this. This is like one of my favorite things to do.
Dude,
All
I can't believe
so-
this. You were timing wise. This is just by luck. I just got this wine yesterday, and then I was reading your stuff today. I'm like, oh my god, I can ask him about all this wine. This is perfect.
Lenny, I mean, you always knew that I liked wine. I mean, that's not.
But I didn't do that. It's been a while. I lose track. I don't know who's on these shows every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? I do a show every day. I'm getting tired.
So the deal with Yan Lu is Yan Lu is these are real wine producers. Like they make Petit Syrah, they make Cabernet, they make all kinds of wines.
Okay.
And their wines are pretty mid to upper level in terms of ratings.
Okay, good. That's not bad.
So I wouldn't be mad at that. And I'm a big fan of Central Coast Pinots. I only wish it was an 18 because that tells me that they didn't age it very long. So it's going to be a base level wine.
Right, okay.
So I wouldn't age that very long. Drink it within a year.
Okay. Yeah. No liquor lasts in my house more than a month. So
I know. I'm talking to freaking Lenny. What am I going to drink within a year?
Are you serious?
Are you kidding? The Cabernet is already empty.
Give it a year, you nuts? Burp. I'm burping. Burp. Okay.
An hour.
Here's a red wine blend from. Oh man, I can't read this one. Vale Central. Wait, Vale Central.
Label.
Chile.
Now, I don't even need to see the label. I'm a big fat fan of Chilean wines.
Yeah.
For anybody watching the show right now, if you drink wine and you want to know how to get really good wine and not pay a lot of money for it, look to Chile and Argentina. Amazing deals, like really high quality stuff. Half the price of what you're going to pay for it in the States.
Nice. Right on. Good.
So that Chilean red blend, I would drink blind and not even worry about it.
Right. Okay. Sweet. This is fantastic. Yeah. All right, man. I got a Shiraz.
Now that I love.
Okay. Carmen Stevens, Angels Reserve, also 2019.
From where is that? Is that Australia?
South Africa.
Again, a great wine region. Carmen Stevens, Angels Reserve, huh?
Yeah.
I'm just typing it into my own thing to see what the deal on that is. Very interesting. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Shiraz is the same grape as Syrah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay,
right?
So what?
That makes sense.
Yeah, well, Syrah is the grape, and it's also called Shiraz in different parts of the world, like in Israel and in Australia. And when you see Shiraz, that's the same grape as Syrah.
Okay.
So it's going to be plummy with some chocolate and coffee and really rich and deep. Unless it's from France, then it's going to be like minerally with rocky soil, a lot of dust in it, stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
I love Shiraz. That's a big winner. That's a big winner.
Okay, good. All right, well that's good. That's the other two I have I think are in the fridge. They're whites.
Yeah, by the way, those go in the fridge too.
The reds?
Yep.
Really? Okay. Okay, cool.
100%.
Okay.
You don't have a wine fridge, right?
No.
So the wine needs to be kept cool at a constant temperature.
Okay.
You could put it in the regular refrigerator. The only thing is it's colder than normal, so the wine will age slower. But that doesn't matter for you because Lenny drinks faster.
I drink faster, right. So that plays right into my thing. Okay.
So we don't have to worry about the aging slower part.
Fair enough.
The wine will stay better and it won't ruin if you just put it in the fridge.
Okay, good. All right.
Then take it out, give it a couple minutes before you want to drink the reds. The whites right now, it's so freaking hot out. I'm drinking white right now.
I might hold on. Don't just hum something.
I can hum something. I can't actually answer questions because I can't see the screen, but Brenda and anybody else, if you have any other questions for me, I'm so happy to be with my buddy Lenny right now.
Since we're on a roll.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Lenny and I used to spend every Sunday together for many years.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? What?
I said most people don't know this unless you were there, but Lenny and I used to spend every Sunday together for many years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wonder how that's going to play out. Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to play out. But Lenny and I used to spend every Sunday together up at a friend
Sunday
of ours
football,
house.
Man. That was the best. That was before I was doing
Sunday
ships.
Football, wiffle ball.
I started doing ships, man. Wiffle ball. I can't even play that anymore. So it hurts my arm to play wiffle ball, brother. I do. When I started doing ships, I barely get up there anymore. But before the ships,
can't even. I know. I haven't been up to Rick's in a long time. You can't really tell the story because when you start the story out by saying, "So Tim Allen's manager."
Yeah.
People want to, oh boy.
Like what? What? Yeah, he built a baseball stadium in his backyard. He did what?
Yeah, with stands and an announcer booth. What? Yeah, the pitching mound and what? And TV screens. What?
Bought the seats from Shea Stadium. What? Doesn't make any sense.
What? Yeah, and there's a batting circle.
What?
Yeah, and a scoreboard.
What? I forgot there is. There's a scoreboard and everything, man.
What? No, a real one, electronic.
No,
what?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Those tournaments were a blast. God, I miss those days.
Then he bought the house next door and turned it into a bar. What?
Yeah. What?
It's just like, how do you tell the story without people going, what?
That doesn't make any.
Like, is this real?
That's real. That's where we spent Sundays and watch football. It's the best. Okay,
I know, right?
this is a I don't know what this is. A Grenache Gris Plus 2009.
Grenache Gris.
Okay, Grenache Gris. All right,
I'm.
Benjamin Darnall. Darnall? Does that sound
I got a
correct?
wine boner right now.
Oh, wow, this is good.
Oh fuck! I love that grape.
Oh, sweet. All right, look at this. This
So
I didn't
let me
do
tell
bad
you
on
what
this
you're
case of
drinking.
wine.
You want to know what that is?
Yeah, what is it?
So have you ever heard of the grape Grenache?
No.
It's a red grape. In Spain, it's called Garnacha.
Okay.
Okay? So
Right.
it's a red grape. But all red grapes are actually white on the inside. Red wine gets its color from the skin. When you juice the red grapes, you leave the skins in the juice, and the dye in the skin bleeds out. And that's what makes the wine red. If you bite into a red grape, it's fucking white inside.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there's only 3 species of red grapes that are red inside when you bite into them. So that Grenache is a white Grenache crossed with Pinot Gris. So that Grenache Gris is going to be crisp and minerally and refreshing and
Oh,
awesome summer day
that
white
sounds really
wine.
good for summer. I was going to say, yeah, for this heat,
Fuck
this will be
yeah,
great.
dude.
I'm opening this
And
tonight.
and I'm guessing that's like Central Coast. That's got to be Santa Barbara or Central Coast region, Santa Maria.
Geez, my eyes are so bad. My glasses don't even work anymore.
Good night.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even tell you. I can't even see where it's from.
Hilarious. But that's a very that grape grows very well in Santa Barbara. So
Right.
a lot of good Grenache Gris comes out of Santa Barbara. Big fan. You got a nice bot. That's a shut up. I'm being interviewed right now.
All right, man. One last. This
That's
is a white.
you know
This,
what's
this is a Chardonnay. Family. What is this? Family wines. Oh, Bagias or Bagias? Bagia. Bagias. It's a 2019 Chardonnay. Oh, Evangelos.
from where?
I'm looking. Lodi. Does that make sense?
Lodi.
Lodi. That's not near Ojai,
Yep.
is it?
No, you know the song Lodi by
Yeah.
Creedence Clearwater Revival?
Oh, right on.
Lord.
Yeah, got it.
Stuck
Okay.
in Lodi.
Yeah, got it, okay.
again. It's like inland California, nowhere near the water, hot, parched,
Yeah.
but they grow amazing grapes in Lodi, they figured out.
Oh, right
So
on.
there's
That's great.
really good wine coming out of Lodi.
All right. I think it did okay. I think
No,
it
dude,
could.
you did very good.
Okay. All right, now,
Call you back.
uh,
No, you did very well. It's so funny that call that's coming in. You had mentioned to me in the pre-interview. You know, we're not the only ones affected as comedians. Athletes, artists, dancers,
Yeah.
singers, everyone in the arts. We're all
Yeah. Well, I have all
screwed.
for different types on the show. I have singers and dancers and a lot of cast players from the ship. I mean, all of
Sure.
entertainment. There's a great article that was out the other day that people don't understand how much entertainment is completely shut down. How much
Shut down.
is completely shut. Anything performance wise is completely gone.
So I was talking to Tommy Savitt, you know, and
Okay.
Tommy and I. Are
I
very
love
good
Tommy.
friends, and Tommy's one of my
Very
one of my
funny.
besties.
Yeah.
Right.
I should call him for the
And
show.
so
He's
To-
great for the show.
So Tommy's like, he goes, "It's finished." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "It's over. It's done." I go, "What do you mean it's done?" He goes, "It's never coming back. We got to find something else." I mean, like people, I know comedians like you and I have a friend. You know, Jack Jr. got his license to be a car broker.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Well, everybody's
Yeah.
trying, dude. You got to make money. What are you supposed to do? I mean, is it at night? I'm Uber Eats. I do Uber Eats all week. You know, when I get done here, I shut down the computer. I go drive till like 2 a.m.
I have a real estate license because my family owns real estate.
Okay.
So I've done a couple of deals
That's not bad,
since
dude.
March.
Good. That's
and
great.
I've got a friend who's selling. I'm involved in a deal right now.
That really helps. That's decent money too, man. You get 1 or 2 of those. That helps a lot. You know,
This is
that
going to
helps
be
a
big
lot.
fat money. And then I
Good.
think I'm selling my parents' house, which is like $4 million. But I'm lucky because I have that at my disposal because of my family business. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I didn't have a real estate license, I swear to God, I would have had a gun in my mouth 2 months ago.
Oh God. That's
What
rough. No.
What are you going to do? Go get a waiting job? Go
No.
10 bar?
Yeah.
What can we do? We're artists. We have zero skill set.
Well, I was looking 2 years ago. I was thinking about maybe even getting out of the business because I wanted my daughter to move in with me. So I was going through, and I was going through some custody stuff, and I go, all right, the only way this is going to work.
We talked about this, by the way, when
Yeah.
I saw you in North Hollywood. We talked about this.
Yeah. And I used to talk to Randy Kagan about it a bit too, because he went through some stuff, and he's in a great place right now. He's in the way his relationship with his ex is better than he's always asking me. He's like, how you getting along? And we don't get along at all. And you know, he gets along really well with his ex. It's a great story about him.
Well,
and they
you
spend
know,
time
Randy
together.
and we used to live together back in 1990, and I always say Randy's relationship with his ex is better than Randy's relationship with himself.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true, man. It's good. That's very funny. Accurate.
I texted Randy yesterday. I'm like, what's going on? And he goes, nothing. And I go, you want to hang out, man? He goes, no. You know, he's just... I love Randy so much, my whole heart.
No, I love that guy so much. I'm going to call him for the show. I love talking to you.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to somebody, you bring up 3 or 4 more names. I'm like, shit, I got to call that guy. Shit, I got to call that guy.
You know what? That's when two people who've been in it for a long time get together. That's what happens.
Yeah. Of course, names start coming up. Like, damn it. Well, I thought of John Midas today when I watched Stop. I watched your short film Stop. So, which, by the way, it's up online. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. I do this for every guest when they're on the show. Afterwards, I put all of your links and URLs or whatever in the bio of the show itself. So when you watch the show,
fantastic.
You can go right down and click on all of Richard's links, and it'll take you right to the short film and all that stuff. The short film is dark, but it's. But I saw Midas right away. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. I forgot you knew Midas. I'm like, so.
Well, do you know, you don't even know, you want to hear the greatest story in the world? I swear this is a true story. Do you know how I met John Midas?
I won't be surprised by the story, but go ahead.
I was working in, I think, Salina, Kansas.
Okay. Oh my God, I know that.
For a one-nighter for Yoder or
Gisser
right.
Okay. Yeah, I did that for somebody. Right.
So I'm doing this run, and I have like a Wednesday night in Salina. Midas is moving from Chicago to LA. He's driving with his buddy, and their car breaks down in Salina, Kansas.
No way.
So they have to take it to the shop. They get a motel room. John's like, what the hell is there to do here? And they're looking through the local thing in the motel. It's a comedy show. So Midas comes to the show.
That's the best. Just pops in.
Sees me do my hour. Afterwards, hits me up off stage. He's like, hey, man, I'm John Midas, Chicago comedian, blah, blah, blah. Actually, it was more like, hey, man, how you doing? I don't know if you know me.
Yeah,
My name's John Midas. You know, I'm a comedian out of Chicago, and I don't know if what you're talking about on stage is really true or anything, but, you know, if you got any weed or lewds or any of that shit you were talking about on stage, you know, I'm staying in the hotel over here, and I'd sure love to get any of the drugs you have, man. If you got anything, I'll definitely take them.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And you got windburn. You got windburn from him talking like.
That was how I met Johnny Midas.
Yeah, I think that's how everybody meets John Midas.
But the movie is, I'm very proud of that movie. You know, it's about bullying and it's timely and.
It's a great work, brother. And Richard Kind was in
you.
it too, which is really impressive. That was really cool, man. I love Richard Kind. I love his work always. So. You guys did a great job in it, dude. It caught me off guard at the end. I almost gave away the ending, but the ending caught me off guard. You know what I mean?
It's got a major twist.
Yeah, because it came right fast. And I'm like, whoa!
Has a big major twist. So John and I conceived the idea together.
Yeah.
Under the auspices that John's brother, I don't know if you know John's brother, but John's brother was going to pay for the movie.
Okay. All right.
Well, the money never came through.
Right. Really?
I moved to New York. A couple of years go by. Meanwhile, all I want to do is get the money to make this movie because I knew it was poignant, you know?
Right.
I knew it had something there. I finally, when I'm writing for Paula Abdul, I meet this guy at Fox who was with us in her dressing room one night and was impressed by me and blah, blah, blah. He put up the money to make the movie. I didn't have to go back to John and say I got the money.
Right.
I wrote the script.
Yeah.
John just conceived it with me, but I went back and I said to John, I got the money, let's make the movie. And I sent the script to Richard Kind, and he called me 45 minutes later. And he's like, I never get things like this. I will absolutely do it. I knew him because of my cousin. So,
That's great. That's really good.
yeah.
It's cool. It's such
That
a
was a
sweet part
lucky
for him.
get.
It's a sweet part for him, dude. It's great. It's really very cool.
It's what he said. He said he never gets to play anything heartfelt or where he gets to be like that guy. And I literally wrote it. The truth is, after I wrote the script, that scene the flashback scene did not exist. I read the script and I'm like, I've been in enough movies at festivals to know that I need a celebrity to get asses in seats at a
there you
festival.
go. Smart. Yeah, you got to have an attachment.
So how
brother.
am I going to do this? It's only me and John the whole movie.
Nobody wants to see you guys.
So I figured so I wrote a flashback scene for Richard.
So clever.
For him.
That's brilliant. What a brilliant move.
I called him up. I'm like, hey, man, I got this thing for you. You know, will you do it? He goes, and this is before email. This is like 1999 or 2000.
Wow, right.
And he's like, drop the script off at my house.
Yeah.
So I drove to his house. I dropped the script off.
Dude, that's
when
funny.
I got back home an hour later, there was a message on my machine. I'll do it. I'm in.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's great. That's a huge load off your mind, man. You're right. That's a big deal. Any short film or anything, one name in it, suddenly you're good. It helps. Not only does it get asses in the seats, but it gets people attached to it at festivals and other places that go, oh, well, we want to put it up then. You know what I mean? Oh, we want to have that. Yeah, and then get people attracted to it.
Right. And I tell that story for one reason and one reason only, Len. I swear to God. I don't tell that story to like drop Richard's name or anything like that. I tell that story literally because I want any human being to know that it doesn't matter what you do or where you are or how you live your life. If you don't ask in life, it's very hard to get. So if you have a dream or you have something you're working on, ask. Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask. You already are at zero. So if you don't ask, you stay at zero. And if you ask, you have a 50-50 shot of moving above zero. So I really tell that story to inspire other dreamers.
Yeah.
To not feel shut down if something seems out of reach. And that's really why I tell that story.
That's a great point.
Really
that's brilliant.
is.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's true. I mean, the worst they can do is say no, and then you're right where you were when you started anyway. So, you're not going to lose anything.
I have a book I'm trying to publish right now called Anyone Can Date a Supermodel. It's a self-help book for men who don't know what they're bringing to the table, who can't meet the right woman, or who's been in love with the woman who to them is a supermodel. You know, it could be the woman down the street who you grew up next to. But in the book, I tell men, you have nothing to lose by walking up to a woman who you are interested in or attracted to. I hate to say it, but in the book I write, you're already not fucking her. So what do you have to lose? Worst case scenario is you're still not going to be
fucking her. Yeah.
Well, that philosophy applies to everything in life.
That's true. Yeah. That's a really good point. That's valid.
You have to go out and ask and grab hold and put yourself in front of the moving train, and not because you already don't have it. So what do you have to lose by asking for it?
Yeah. You got nothing to lose. Nothing.
You know, and so that's really how I got that movie made, and that's why I tell that story, because I want anyone who dreams about doing anything, whether it's showbiz related or sports related, or doesn't matter. You want to open a knitting company. We all have dreams. You can get that dream. Just ask.
Right.
Put it out there and ask.
Dude, that's a great point. On that, we're gonna go. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna bail.
Man.
I think we're at an hour. Let me see where we're at. We're over an hour. Yeah, over an hour. Woohoo! Dude, this was fantastic. I know. I got to learn to cut him off. One went an hour and 50 minutes the other day. I really try to keep him around an hour, and I haven't been paying attention lately. So I'm like, all right, I gotta keep him around an hour. It's getting crazy.
I mean, I love you so much. I can't even thank you enough
thank
for
you, buddy.
having me on.
Well, it's good to see you, man. I'm glad you're healthy and you're in town and everything's good. And if we ever get to go out in public again, let's go have some wine. Let's go get a glass of wine and a nice dinner.
I am down.
Yeah.
I am down for a socially distanced get together with some guys. 3, 4, 5, not 15 or 20, but 3, 4, 5 guys.
Yeah.
You, me, Tommy, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We should do that, dude. Have a nice dinner or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's a great idea.
I can do that,
All right, we'll shut it up.
I have my masks.
Yeah, there you go. I got masks. Everybody's got stuff.
Hold on. This is my mask. Just because I am so true to form. It's all
Oh.
Grateful Dead.
Oh,
All the
dude,
time,
you're covered, dude. 24/7. I love it. That's badass. Folks, that's Richard Chassler. Everybody say hello to my good friend. Say goodbye to Rich Chassler.
Oh, that's
Come
Lenny
on.
Schmidt, ladies
Oh,
and
that's me.
gentlemen.
It's
My
me,
good
Lenny
friend,
Schmidt.
Lenny Schmidt.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Rich, thank you, man. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. You're the best.
I love
Stay
you
safe.
so much.
Oh, I love it. I cut him off when he said I love you. That's so mean and crappy of me. Hey, guys, what's up? Thanks for watching the show, man. You guys were great. I want to comment. Some of you guys are still, I've been reading your comments out of the corner of my eye. It's insane. Hold on. Larry, they're having me comment on your things. I'll go what do I have here? Robbie says it's good to know about the wine. Yeah, the wine is actually it was good. It's good. Rich knows his wine, so I think I'm in good shape with this case of wine. Rachel, thank you so much. Rachel says stay away from Lodi. Okay, it's very important. Keith Runyon. Oh, also I wanted to say I don't know if they're here. I didn't see either one of them. Tammy or Vincent Mulligan, happy anniversary. It's their anniversary this week, and I'll make a comment on Facebook when I get a chance. But please, throw maybe send them a message if you guys are on Facebook. If you're Facebook friends, it is Tammy and Vince Mulligan's wedding anniversary. So, I wish them the best, guys. You guys are great people. I hope you enjoy yourselves, and please stay safe in Northern California. They're up north where the fires are. There's a lot going on up there right now. So I wish you the best. I hope you're okay. Last I talked to Tammy, they said everything was fine. The rest of you guys are really, you were great. This was fun, man. I got some information on this. Also, tomorrow, Patreon members, tomorrow's the writer's session. We're prepping for the show that is next week, the variety show, and I got some stand-up stuff to run by you guys. But I'm sorry, I lost my track of that. We're going to move the writer's session tomorrow to 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. I've sent some messages out to see if it was okay. I haven't gotten any negative response on that yet. Also, if you're watching the show and you're a Patreon member, or if you're not and you want to join, if you want to join the top level, that's who gets in on the writer's session, man. It's not too late. You can sign up right now for the top level of the Patreon and get into that writer's session tomorrow. It's a lot of fun. It's a Zoom call. We all talk about ideas and jokes, bounce stuff back and forth. Keith talks about some of his stand-up. He's working on doing open mics out in Tampa, and he's helping me with a sketch this upcoming show. And we talk about the show. We talk about ideas. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow, 4 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. The rest of you guys next week. Oh, I'm sorry. Next week we have a full week. Next week we have a lot of people. So let's cover it. Here's who is here next week. Mondays, Frank Townsend, stand-up comic out of Chicago, Illinois. Does a lot of work all over. Also on Norwegian Cruise Lines. Lisa Alvarado is here on Wednesday night. She also is a stand-up comic and a writer and a sketch performer. She's a very good friend of mine. I've known her for many years out of Chicago. Day after that, on the 27th, I'm very happy to have Bruce Baum on the show. It was also his anniversary last week, and he's going to be here next Thursday. Bruce Baum will be here. Bruce has been around for 100 years, I think, and I remember watching him on Make Me Laugh when I was a kid. And he was one of the guys I looked at growing up when I was going to be a comic, and that blew me away. And then suddenly I get to meet the guy. He's one of the guys hangs out with Rich and I sometimes on Sundays. I've watched the last 3 or 4 Super Bowls with Bruce. Bruce is an amazing, great comic. On Friday next week, guys, if you're a Carnival cruiser, you might know Marcus Anthony, the singer, the soloist, the showman, the performer himself will be here next Friday. I couldn't be happier to have him here. We're going to talk about what it's like. I know he's doing some internet stuff. He's got his own show. He has a beautiful voice, puts on a great show in the big room. He'll be here next week. The rest of you guys, take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. If you want to support the show, bam, right there. There's 3 shots for you right there. Go to the website, LennySchmidt.com/if you can, or hit the Venmo, Lenny Schmidt Comedy, Patreon also, Lenny Schmidt Comedy, all those things. There are dollar options at all of those. You can go to all of them and just donate $1 if you want. You can also go as high as $10,000, but that's where I cap it. I don't want to get greedy, okay? Let's leave it at $10,000. So that's what I have. You guys have been great. You've been a lot of fun. Do me a favor. And as always, I keep looking down. I screwed up the out. Rich, hang on. I'll be right back. Don't disappear. You guys, enjoy your weekend. Dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy is hosted and produced by, Lenny Schmidt, duh. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video on YouTube, give it a thumbs up or a way to go or whatever the most popular social media thing these kids today are doing. It goes a long way and it really helps us out. Check the description below for info on all today's guests, as well as the host. If you're a fan, you can follow them, like them, or even support them. Go to their site or page and hit their Venmo, PayPal, buy a shirt, an album, a download. Anything you will spend will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show, just go to Venmo at Lenny Schmidts. It will help pay for all the stuff that my dad keeps breaking. Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy airs on Facebook Live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Each show is recorded, then uploaded to YouTube and released as a podcast the very next day. Also at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Everything's 6 p.m. We keep it simple. That's all we can handle. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.